What's going on, people? This is the first inaugural edition of Black Brewers Podcast. My name is Anthony.
My name is Phill.
My name is Greg.
And we got this dope show that's coming out here. So I work at Arbeiter Brewery.
I'm at Dangerous Man, do a few things there.
I'm also a Dangerous Man, event manager. You can catch me at beer festivals.
That's what's up. I lead production, hopefully soon be an assistant brewer. But this is something new we bring into the community, man, and I think it's an important thing to bring to the community. And with that, we're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna jump into our weekly review today. We're gonna talk about a couple of beers. I brought two here today. I brought this beautiful collaboration with Vin from Arbeiter. Shout out to Vin from Arbeiter. It is a fruited dip hopped, double dry hopped, double hazy IPA. It is a mouthful, as you can see.
It's a tongue twister.
But it tastes amazing. What did you think of it, Greg?
It's good. It's nice and malty. You get a nice solid hop character in there. The double dry hopping is definitely noticeable. Get a little bit of pit fruit flavors, I think, kind of a little like mango, guava, stuff like that in there. I like it. I'm not a huge IPA person, but I like it.
Yeah, to me it actually has savory notes. It's warmer on the mouthfeel. You get still a lightness as well to it, so it's not like, it's kind of like blinds that have the sun shining through, hitting your face in the morning. So it's kind of nice, actually. As far as the pit notes, that's probably where I get the warmth from. I do see it as something of a crazy tongue twister IPA situation, but it's not aggressively hopped, which that's when I get kind of turned off, when it's just stupid bitter, high resin. I think it's betas in the hops where it starts getting outrageously bitter, and the IBUs go crazy. But IBUs really don't matter because we can't taste them after.
Sure, indeed. For me, it's a really good combination of almost like a fruited sour and a smoothie sour. And it actually has a caroba fruit in it, which is, I never heard of it till we put it in.
Is it from Caroba?
Okay, but
I wonder.
but it's a really good different take on a hazy. I also brought in Gestalt, our alt beer. My favorite beer actually right now is really just a brown ale.
Very good, very
and it's
good.
very good, very malty, very roasty, and it just goes down. Really
Perfect for the fall too.
Yeah.
It's a perfect fall beer.
Ain't it? Brown is in town. Thank you for making a brown ale, because everything's hazy these days. So brown ales, red ales, scotch, we welcome these. Seriously, the industry needs it.
Yes.
Let's create a paradigm shift maybe, or just enjoy them when they come out. It's nice. It's nice to see them. Thanks, buddy.
All right, well, and you were talking about bringing something in, but you did. Well, let's talk about it anyway.
We're talking about my favorite beer that I didn't bring in.
Phill always forgetting stuff.
Right now, it's the Blue Cran Cobbler a la Mode Ale. It's from Dangerous Man. Ooh. What it does, it sends you to a whimsical place of dark berry heaven, and it basically brings your tongue into this cobbler land of cinnamon toast crunch craziness. No cinnamon toast crunch notes. However, you do get strong blueberry. You get the cranberry kind of blending in.
In there, kind of like that graham cracker kind of.
That graham cracker cobbler goodness is sitting right beneath. It's basically what the berry notes sit on, and it just elevates up into your taste buds and just creates a launching pad for flavor craziness. It's nuts. I'm gonna bring it next time. You're gonna see what it does. The color is beautiful. It's a murky purple, almost like a fuchsia, magenta situation going on, and it just makes your tongue want to do backflips. I'll just tell you that right now.
Man, you got my tongue salivating when you taste it right now. Like,
just a fact, sir.
I'm gonna keep it real.
Right.
My
These
niblets
are
are gibbling.
Phill make our descriptions from now on.
Oh yeah, you definitely description, man.
I get busy with the writing.
My niblets are gibbling thinking about it.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, let's talk about what's new this week in beer. Do we have any current news about the craft, about anything going on in the beer world?
Well, I mean, the cold IPA, that's kind of thing that's rising up. It's coming up. It's saying what's
Definitely.
up. They're definitely on the rise. We're probably going to see 20 more collaborations by the time April happens. It's going to work. I think Dual Citizens got one coming out.
Dip Hop, we did one recently at Dangerous Man like a couple months ago, but yeah, it's becoming much more popular.
I'm going to tap my shoulder. Because Arbeiter was the first to bring the cold brew to Minnesota. We brought one. Our first one was Hoop Jump. We brought that out in March.
Gotcha.
So the cold brew originated out of Portland. Davey Wayfinder, I want to say is his name. He invented this technique of cold brewing, and it is phenomenal. We had our second one a couple months ago, the Yuzu. We did a Lucky Envelope collab, which was phenomenal. I'm sure most of you guys have had it. amazing thing. And there is an article, I forgot the site that it is on. We'll have to come back for that one. I'll look it up a little later. That talked about cold brews and how it's the new, to where I put it, the new West Coast type of thing that's happening everywhere. Definitely. As we all know, West Coast is such a popular style.
Classic.
And it's a classic style. One of the descriptions they always say for the cold brew is Western than West Coast. So that's one of the main descriptors of it. But if you haven't tried one, get out to your local brewery that do them. You gotta try it. It's phenomenal and it's amazing.
I will say this, man. One thing I do just really respect and appreciate about the cold IPA is just the fact of it's pushing the craft forward in a way. It's creating new innovation. That's why we love this, because like it's right now, right before your eyes, you're watching the bacon cook essentially, right?
Yes.
So it's just really cool to see them. These guys, this guy popped this out of his head recently. This isn't something that came from Germany 600 years ago and we just figured it out. Oh yeah, that's what they did back then. Let's try it again.
It's
this
American
is just
style.
New innovation, and that's just something you gotta respect. I gotta respect the innovation.
You don't see it in beer like that, because most of beer,
Yeah.
everything style-wise is old world.
Yep.
This is new world. This is on the forefront of a whole new, as they say, the final frontier.
It's
You know what I'm
interesting that
saying?
you say that too, because we got New World right here, and then
Old
we got
World
Old
right
World
here.
right next to
Yeah.
us.
Definitely. Anything else in the beer world besides cold brews that's popping off?
I think we could slide into the currents and talk about some of the newsworthy items from the local.
All right, well, I want to really talk about the Minneapolis election 2021. First of all, we had Jacob Fryer elected, which was personally a little depressing.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a
Takes on it, guys?
put your face in a pillow and cry, man.
I mean, say what you want about Fry and all of the different things that have kind of transpired in Minneapolis in the last 2 years, whether it's the pandemic, whether it's the uprising with the George Floyd situation, and all the other many different situations that occurred. I'm not the biggest fan of that guy. When he first got elected, it was kind of like, oh man, like younger guy, let's see what we can do with this. And then now he hasn't really...
More of the same.
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't
More of the
really
same.
come out with,
Definitely.
and done anything that he was really
Old
running
white guy
on,
with a
so.
face mask on that just young as a month. That's really all it is. You call the people, you call these people to come at early in the morning to come take down the barricades at George Floyd Square on some slick shit. Whack.
Definitely snake. A
Yeah.
little bit of snake.
I would definitely say he's the Benjamin Button of mayors.
Bingo.
I want to actually talk about the city council races. Like, near and dear to my heart was Crystal Porter, Northside, Ward 5. She lost by 10 votes.
Get out there and
Jeremiah
vote.
Ellison.
Man.
Get out there and vote, people.
This is the reason why you got to vote. She
Local
lost
votes
by 10
matter.
votes.
Local votes matter.
Yeah, 10
crazy.
votes. So don't ever say, oh, I don't want to go vote because it's one vote. What's the difference going to be? What's it going to matter? No, 10 votes.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And so get out there and vote. If you got the opportunity, so many people have lost their lives, fought hard for the right for black folks to vote and just people to vote in general. So get out there and vote whenever you got the opportunity.
We're actually
because
friends
it's
with people
important.
who wish they could
It's
vote,
important. Definitely.
who don't vote, who are
Definitely.
based off where they have came from in their country of origin and whatnot. You know, there's just people who we are friends with who like want to, but they really just can't. And
Exactly.
so, you know, it could have at least been down by 9 votes if that was the case, but it's not. So
Shout out to Letitia Vitov. I don't know if I said her name wrong or right. I hope I did say it right. And she shot out Philip Cunningham over in Ward 4, and which was a major victory for the peoples. And you know, you really don't see a lot of black women winning city council approval in Minneapolis. So that's a big shout out to her. We had some change, and hopefully we can keep seeing this change continue to make our city a little better. You know what I'm saying? Minneapolis, we've been the forefront, it seems like now, for almost a year and a half.
2
Black
years.
2 years now?
Black
Yeah.
Lives Matter.
Yep.
Shouts out to
Yeah.
everybody here, everybody around the nation, really, you know, holding it down and holding people responsible and culpable for, you know, stuff that I don't really want to get into right now, kind of bigger than our show, but for making change.
Definitely.
I know y'all heard about Astro World, right?
Whew, man, tragedy.
Astro what?
Tragedy.
Astro World.
Tragedy.
Yeah, man.
really?
Rest in peace to everybody that lost their lives or was affected.
Yeah.
Big condolences out
Yep.
to everybody that had to endure that nightmare, because I don't know how something like that could go down.
Man, that's crazy, man.
It's just, man.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that more?
Yeah, I'll get into it a little bit. It's a depressing topic, but if you don't know, Travis Scott, one of the biggest hip-hop artists in the world right now, had his annual Astroworld Festival down in Houston last weekend, and things got out of hand quickly. It was the first night of the event. He had people like Earth, Wind, and Fire on the lineup.
Yeah.
Brockhampton was on the lineup. You obviously had Travis headlining the first night. And so you had about 50,000, 60,000 people at this event. Not enough staff, not enough security, not enough medical personnel.
Yeah.
Apparently, the crowd started getting a little unruly. If you've ever been to a Travis Scott show, then you already know things can get like that.
Yeah.
And allegedly, there's stories of people jumping on ambulances when they're trying to get people out of the crowd. You had people disregarding other people. A 10-year-old child lost their life at that, among other people.
Yeah.
So very sad all around.
You
Travis,
also go ahead.
Travis basically has already come out and said lawsuits are starting to pour in, of course, but
Yeah.
Travis has announced that he'll be covering the funeral costs for families. He's definitely has a lot of blame in this, but hopefully he can try to do the right thing and do his best as he can to try to make this right. Obviously, if you lost a loved one at this, covering the funeral cost isn't going to really do much for you, but slowly but surely, hopefully he can get this rectified, because we can't have stuff like this happening. If depending on your age, you might not remember, but things like this have happened in the past. You got Woodstock 99, you got Foo Fighters concert in the 90s where people get trampled and stuff like that. But let's just be better humans, guys. You know what I mean?
There was
if you
also allegations of people getting pricked, like the security guard
yeah,
being
somebody
pricked,
maybe was spraying drugs or pricking people with drugs in the crowd, and so
they get Narcan to revive them.
yeah, let's just be better people, man. If you go to shows, respect people next to you. If you want to party and have a good time, that's okay, but
Let them out if they want to get out too.
exactly, and know your limits too,
Please.
especially because there's a lot of people at festivals and stuff like that doing
Make
drugs, drinking, and all that stuff. So
Make sure you eat and drink lots of water at these shows.
Definitely.
Yeah, 'cause,
Hydrate.
Definitely.
That's pertinent.
and if you see someone that looks like they need help, help them. Help them,
Because that was a lot of the thing. People were
Exactly.
saying, people were so scared, and the crush leading up to the countdown after Travis, the countdown coming on, and as the countdown got closer to zero, people were rushing the stage, and there was reports of people seeing people fall, but still keep moving over them.
Rule number one of a mosh pit: when someone falls, you pick them up.
Yeah.
That's rule number one. If you didn't know, now you know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Personally, I don't do big shows. I'm afraid of getting trampled, and seeing this reinforced the reason why I don't go to big shows.
Hey, I love Travis, man. This whole situation, despicable, but I've been to 3 Travis shows. I've done photography at probably 500 plus different concerts. I know what it feels like to be in those crowds, but I also know what it feels like to be on stage at an event like that. And yeah, it's just a mess. Hopefully they can get this figured out. But up next, I did want to put a little local spotlight on an artist that is near and dear to my heart, Finding Novion.
Okay.
Shout out to Novion.
Yep, shout out Novion. DJ Snuggles, he'll be having a show at the Ice House. If you don't know, that's on
Ice
Nicollet
House.
in the Eat Street neighborhood. But DJ Snuggles will be having Finding Novion headline. We've also got Blood Smoke Body, which is a new band that's comprised of Spencer Joles and Nazim, who, if you don't know, Nazim is kind of like local royalty. His father is the local legend POS.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We also got Student One on the lineup, who is also a really good artist. And these are actually artists that rap, and so you're gonna have a good time there. 21 plus cover, so unfortunately, if you're under 21, you won't be able to make it in. But $12
That's a good
cover, that's
charge.
not too bad. That's not too bad at all. But
bad.
Friday, November 19th, if you're around, check it out, because that should definitely be a good one.
Question: do people need Vax cards to go to the show?
You do not need a
Okay.
Vax card to go to the show. Great question.
Yeah.
You do not need a Vax card to go to the show, but you do need a mask.
Okay.
And so I'm not sure about the protocol when you're in the venue,
Got it.
but from the sounds of it, you will be required to have a mask, but you don't need to show like your
We
card.
just
or
want to have all
anything
the
like
information for people who want to go
Did
to
you
the
say
show.
what time the show started?
that. Show starts at 9:30. That's the doors. Show time is 10 p.m.
Got it.
So
Okay, man.
purchase your tickets now. You can go over to Ice House website and grab those right now. $12. Not too much.
Not at all.
Nah.
Not too bad at all.
Spent
yeah.
$12 on dumber stuff, that's for sure.
For real. And then
Yeah.
lastly, I wanted to get into Kanye West Drink Champs. I don't know if you guys saw all that or not, but quite a few gems
man
in
gay.
there.
It's Ye.
He said that signing Big Sean was the biggest or worst decision he's ever made in his life. He claimed that Just Blaze stole his beats for Jay-Z's album The Blueprint, classic album. If you haven't heard that, go listen to that.
The Rock.
If you don't know what Drink Champs is, Noriega, popular rapper in the 90s and early 2000s.
CNN, The War Report.
Yup, classic artist. But he has a podcast where he invites guests on to kind of talk and vent things. They usually are drinking, hence the name Drink Champs, and things can kind of go off the rails a little bit.
That's the best part.
Always go off the rails. Ain't no kind.
The degradation of the interview is
and
the
so
best
amongst
part.
many things, Ye talked about how he's above cancel culture. And I'm a Kanye fan to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Obviously, some of the things that he has said in the past or done in the past, I can't really condone, but I do appreciate his music whenever he drops something. But among other things, he went on to talk about his relationship with Kim Kardashian and the divorce proceedings. Apparently, he had Jay-Z and a bunch of other people in a group chat just to point out the fact that his net worth is bigger than all 5 of theirs combined. How do you guys feel about this, man? Because I like Kanye, but it's kind of, he makes it hard to like him. Because it's like, dang.
What I thought when I saw it, right? There's always a line we always hear about, there's a fine line between genius and insanity. Kanye is the line. He's the line.
It's the Ye line.
Like, he talked about having more, like, he introed the conversation about he hates classism. And then 2 minutes later talked about he makes more money than other people in the group text combined.
Like contradictions.
Yeah, he's a walking contradiction, dude. This is the same dude that said George Bush hates black people and then said meeting Trump was like meeting Superman. Like, it's kind of weird. I think the article, the podcast was dope.
Meeting Trump is like meeting Superman?
Oh yeah, he said meeting Trump was for him like meeting Superman, literally.
I must have missed that.
Yeah. That was when he tried to run for president.
What?
So,
yeah, the presidential one. Gotcha.
So like, it's a really a good podcast, but it just shows the dichotomy of Kanye, right? He's a Gemini. You know what I'm saying? It just shows all those different sides, and it shows that he could be poignant on certain things, like him saying that he owes Beans, Beanie Siegel, if y'all don't know who Beans is, money for coining the term Yeezy, but then say on his tombstone, it's gonna say I signed Big Sean, but that's the worst thing I ever did in my life, signing Big Sean, which he owes Big Sean money.
Right. And shouts out to Big Sean
Yeah.
too. He seems like he's doing a lot better mental health wise. And
I will say this though, Kanye says a lot of outrageous things, but I was reading the Rick Ross book actually, and one of the things he stated and that he brought up is that Kanye, how he got to this Billy is the fact that instead of spending $10 million on marketing, he actually uses these crazy and states these things on purpose to create, it's because you get free marketing and it spreads way more and they talk about it for days and weeks.
He said that early in his career.
It's purposely, strategically laid out that way. So you also got to take some of those things with a grain of salt. Now, you bring a point about how, things he says is be on some goofy shit. However, Ye always manages to sprinkle in gems inside of what.
No doubt.
Inside of the insanity, you see little emeralds of like, oh, you know what? Like he brought up 808s, how like that channels your lower chakra, and that's a really important thing. Yeah, low vibration music is spark, and then the difference between beatboxing or b-boy dance music with more high vibration music, which is why they want to get up and do all the spins and loops and dupes. Like I don't know if you could do that to any other genre than the classic hip hop like that. But I'll say that as far as his thoughts on Big Sean and John Legend. Now I think Big Sean's best album was Finally Famous Volume 3, his mixtape. That wasn't an album, but that's me personally. But that doesn't mean Big Sean isn't a talented artist and hasn't done that. As far as him selling out, he might have a point. Big Sean, there's a reason why that Volume 3 is my favorite and not any of his albums. Like, I do enjoy that EP him and Hit Boy put out. So when Sean gets with a good producer and like really wants to go for bars and not for smash hits, Sean still knows how to open that bag up and reach in and dive.
Similar to Nas.
Yeah, man. Like, look, man, my goodness.
How do you guys feel about the Soulja Boy comments?
He said
Soulja was, for those who don't know, Soulja Boy was
he's the
slated
first
to be on Donda, Kanye's most recent album, but he was removed at the last minute because Allegedly, Kanye was not feeling the verse that he put out, but when speaking to Soulja directly, he told him that he liked the verse.
According to Soulja Boy, though, everything that comes out of his mouth is hard. So
he did say that.
That's what's
verbatim.
Soulja
You haven't
Boy's
seen. We can't
line.
really get into that because he basically he's basically cussing the whole time.
Yeah,
but
it's hilarious.
yeah, we can't really get into that shit too much.
find it.
But he's
go
the first,
find
though.
it. It's
He's the
on
first one to say
internet.
that.
It's on
Soulja's the
internet.
first.
And I actually like Soulja Boy. Say what you want about his
Oh,
music
my God,
or whatever
yeah.
and whatnot, but dude is innovative.
Highly influential. Nobody can deny
Definitely,
that.
and he's
changed
definitely
the
an
game.
innovator in the
Come on.
hip
Changed the
hop
game,
world.
man.
Come on, man. Shout out to
sure.
Soulja.
Soulja Boy, I think his comments were precise and to a degree because he was letting his feeling be known. But it's like he cut 3000s first though.
Right.
On Donda.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, even cut,
And
yeah.
Like I say, that man's how he looks at an album is probably different how we look at an album.
Right.
Or how Soulja looks at an album, he probably looked at a different cohesiveness. So I can't say whether he should have or shouldn't because I don't compose albums.
My main point is just like, yo, just be straight up with people. Like,
Exactly.
If you don't
Exactly.
like it, you don't like it. Tell them to their face. Don't text them and be like, yo, this is dope. Like, I'm gonna put it on, and then you don't. And
It's
then
the
later
same thing
you-
with Sean. Sean was just with him after
Right.
the interview, and it
Yeah.
was honky dory. So I
Kanye,
mean,
yeah,
even
he's got
Talib
some stuff to
Kweli,
clear out.
he brought
my
up.
God,
Yeah, shout out to Talib because Talib's
a little bit cringy. I mean, Soulja can be cringy. Kanye can be cringy.
Very
that's for
cringy.
sure. And I guess that kind of leads us into our next segment because
Yeah, speaking of cringe moments, all three of us, we work in the industry, the beer industry, service industry. We can brighten up to that. I'm a 12-year vet, been doing this since a young boy. Point being is, being black people in this industry, we face moments of cringe.
Yes.
You make you want to, really, I'm not embarrassed, but I'm embarrassed for their ass for looking foolish. So I figure, we might as well bring up a couple cringe moments that have happened in recent memory. One that comes to mind for me is I was working at the growler shop, slanging cans and pumping out growlers for the people. And, there's a community that comes in, you get regulars or just people that come in frequently, and they kind of get to know you and they recognize you and whatnot. But, sometimes new people come into work and you've been there for over a year, but even still, you're new to them. And I had this lady come in and ask me actually multiple occasions, people come in and ask me like, hey man, how you doing? And they're talking to me like they know me and we've had conversations before. And I get asked if I cut my hair. I get asked, man, how you been, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Like, you cut your hair, man? But they're talking about Greg.
Yeah, we both work at Dangerous.
They're talking about the
Man.
other black guy.
I've worked there for a little bit longer than Phill, but now Phill works there. And as you can see,
There's no difference.
Yeah, right. We look like twins, I guess.
Yeah, no difference at all. Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
Yeah. And so it's like
Man,
it's an
spot on.
interesting thing for sure. It's definitely a little cringy, and that's happened to me too on the other way around, where it's like, hey man, like you're growing your hair out, or oh, what happened to your glasses? And I'm like, bro, like, do we look like even
It's
close?
like that, huh?
Like, but
They're not even the same shade, but hey.
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
The ones I get mostly, the cringeworthy moments, just happened to me Saturday, where you ask a guest. So at our bar, you have to wear a mask to order. Wear a mask anywhere else in the bar, but just to order. The cringeworthy moment I had recently. Oh, also before that, we should just call this great moments in cringeworthy beer history. I'm just throwing it out there. But no, I had this guy come in there. He bought a couple beers, and he threw his money at me.
Oh, not even handed, just
No, he threw the money right there in front of my face. And so, me being who I am,
Someone's not getting a beer.
when they got the beer, the people behind me, my coworkers, literally they put them behind it, and I walked off of them. You gonna throw money at me? You getting this walk off?
right.
So that's the moment.
When people do the money throw to me, I usually get the change and do it right back, or like
I've
get
done
the
that
card
too.
and just be
Yeah,
like,
I've done
bloop.
that.
I like to set it way far away from the reach, actually. Just completely out of reach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, man,
I like
don't do
doing that.
man. Hand the money to your
my
bartender.
God, that
hand
is
the
so
money to the
disrespectful.
person.
Softly place it in my hand,
Yeah,
please.
come
Or
on.
lay it
Don't
down
act like
before I
you
go
don't
reach
wanna-
for it.
Don't act like you don't want to touch my hand.
Yeah, man,
or I'm
cut that.
inconveniencing you. or
Cut
something.
that.
man,
Remember, we're your bartenders. You shouldn't disrespect the people
Right.
handling your beverages and food. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Be mindful of that, please, very much so.
We all got a job. We all work well at our jobs.
Yeah, we do
give us
good.
the respect that we give you coming to your job if you work in the service industry.
Big facts.
And that's a big thing. And that cuts across whether you're restaurant, whether you're in detailing cars or whatever service industry you're in, man. Treat people with respect.
Show
We all
some
need
respect. We touching your stuff, mind you. Your stuff.
That reminds me, man. I love my mom to death. and I'm going to say something that might be a little controversial. My mom, it's getting off topic, but my mom, when she goes to retailers or whatever, she treats people like shit.
Damn.
I had to tell her she was a black Karen.
Damn.
No, but I had to film it for her.
So what's up with that? Because that doesn't rub off on you.
No,
so what's up?
but it's just, you out with your peoples, right? You ever out with your boy or somebody, and you're like,
Dude.
how you treat people like that, right?
Right.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to tell her one time, we were in Jimmy John's, I think it was, and you got teenagers working all these restaurants nowadays.
Right.
And she's in there taking an order and telling the lady, take off the gloves and put the other ones on because you touched this, and swipe off the meat cutter before you do it. And I'm like, I looked at her and I said, Mom,
that's not even
come
reasonable.
on, man. I said, Mom, come on, man. Like, these are teenagers. And then she ordered it and then walked off and left the store.
Oh man.
So I'm in there like doing this one, man.
And then you
Excuse
look.
my
I'm
mom.
sorry. And then you look.
Excuse my
I'm
mom.
sorry with her.
She's a little touched. But anyway, like come on, people, let's treat people with respect. Like,
I'll say this: don't ever, if you see anybody, anytime you see somebody ordering on a movie, don't act like them. That whole waiter, or give me this, or give me that's don't
Right.
That's not how you treat people. Like cut that, because I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It happens with non-white people. It happens with white people. I'm with,
Yeah.
but just cut that whole thinking you the big boss trying to. You're not,
Yeah.
and you're not finna that. Just treat them nicely how you would like to be treated. This whole persona you try to put on when you're ordering, just cut it. Like just be nice.
That's a
Go
good
way
segue
further.
into our next thing. Let's talk about mental health. What's the check-in with you guys this week? How you
Well,
feeling mentally?
speaking of mental health, man, what I like to do to get over these cringe moments is I enjoy a nice strain of good cannabis that I have available to me. And the strain of the week is a cherry cream pie. And it's definitely a heavy indica dominant strain. It smells very sweet and cherry-like on the nose. You get, from the high, you get very good, strong, weighty body high. So if you're trying to get up and do backflips, you could, but you might fall off the brick.
So
But instead, you might fly away and just float off into the sunset, which you should do that. And you can just do that by sitting on the couch and kicking it.
So
that's what
something
you do
you
on
should
this
just
one.
be kicking it then.
Yeah, you want to lay
maybe
down.
before bed
I
or something?
remember getting up to go use the bathroom after having indulged, and I felt heavy. And it was great. And it was highly euphoric. The colors on Borderlands 3 were just kicking in heavy, man. So it was just a great experience.
You sure that was- you
it
sure that
locks
was
you
just
onto
me?
the couch. It's like the couch just kind of comes and just grips your shoulders like, hey son, just relax now. It's okay. And then all the stress and all that ignorant stuff that you had to do just rolls off your shoulders like Teflon on water. It's just great. I would recommend if you can get a hold of it in areas where it's available, but you know how Minnesota is, real sluggish with those laws.
Yeah,
so
legal
do
too,
what you can.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
My mental health check-in for the week has been great. Just a lot of just doing what I need to do at work, getting it together at home. I got two boys, a 20-year-old and an 18-year-old, and my youngest son, it's a little trying teaching him how to be an adult. It's been some instances, but the one thing I love about being a father to two young men, as I call them young kings, is seeing them grow and seeing them through your eyes and understanding when you were that age, they're gonna make mistakes, but you can come back from them. And the teaching them the things that I never learned has been the biggest joy in the last 2 years of my life. Teaching them how to adult and watching them take the lessons I've instilled in them. You know, it's like a plant, right? You always say you gotta germinate, you gotta put it in, and it'll flower, right? And seeing that germinate in them and seeing the lessons coming to fruition has been a beautiful thing, and it just helps my mental health all the time.
Definitely. Yeah, that is a beautiful thing too, just raising young boys and trying to teach them how to be men and seeing them actually put what you're telling them and practicing it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great thing for sure.
Beautiful, man.
And we need more fathers out
know
here
nothing
too, for
about
real,
that.
sticking around. But yeah, no, as far as mental health, man, I've been doing good. Had a couple rough weeks with a couple people passed away and whatever, went like that. But yeah, I've been good, man. I've been good. I've been working a lot more, just kind of staying focused. We're entering the winter.
Yeah,
and
slow down season.
Yeah, so it's one of those times of year where it's just kind of time to grind, spend up here in Minnesota, like it gets so cold that you don't even want to be outside or
You're
anything
not
like
leaving the
that.
house once you get home.
So we pretty much working, and And I'm trying to just stay out the way, man. You know, honestly, just trying to work, stay out the way, take care of me and my girl and my family. Yeah. Mom just moved down to South Carolina and she's doing great.
Congrats on that.
Loving the weather. She won't stop sending me pictures of palm trees.
just trolling you, right?
Yeah, all the time. So yeah, no, I'm doing good mental health, man. I've been picking up books lately too. Because again, it's that time of year, you just kind of kicking in stuff and yeah, a lot of reading.
Speaking of books, man, I've been reading this Rick Ross. It is The Perfect Day to Boss Up.
Great book.
I've been running through this book like crazy. I've been trying to actually slow down because I've just been reading it fast. So I'm almost done with it, but like I stated earlier, the last chapter I just read, he brought up his interaction with Kanye while Kanye was recording, not Donda, but one of his last albums.
Twisted Fantasy?
Yes, Dark Twisted Fantasy, yeah.
My favorite Kanye album.
That was the one he recorded in Hawaii, just like exclusive.
Yeah, he brought that up, but he was also in Atlanta and it's just pretty interesting. I like how Ross puts quotes from his verses in his songs to convey the message of the chapter. The last chapter I read was chapter 15, and is this the one? Yes, it is. And it's never lay your Jesus piece face down. All right, that's chapter.
Hey, that's facts, though.
I sent you a picture earlier today. But this is actually one of my favorite Ross verses because it's just funny to do with his voice. He says, "They say I'm getting money. Must be Illuminati. Talking to the Holy Ghost in my Bugatti. He knocking on the door. Don't let the devil in. He knocking on the door. Don't let the devil in."
Big facts.
Ross was
that's a good impression though too. It was a good Ross impression.
But the book it's a nice read. The tag? If you're looking to get business in, get a business going or something of that nature, just get minded on that. Ross knows what he's doing. He's been doing what he's been doing for some time now and doing it at a high level. So you got to give him credit. I laugh often because I read the whole book in his voice. So I do. And
it looks like a quick read too. Like,
it's a quick
not something
read.
that's gonna bog you down too much.
It's not super dense, which is nice because then because I like to wake up and just read a book before I even look at my phone. Just read a chapter real quick, just get your head right. So it's nice. But I would recommend this because he's giving out solid advice. He's using it from happenstances in his own life, and I can respect that. So it's got a bit of poignancy to it. It has relatability, not all the time because I don't know what it's like to record an album in Hawaii, but Ross does what he does. So shout out to him.
That's what's up.
Yeah, shout out that book too. You say you can just pretty much get that anywhere?
Yeah, you can get this anywhere, man.
Anywhere, Barnes & Noble, all that?
Barnes & Noble, local bookshop if you can find one there.
Okay.
One got his books is local bookshop.
Cool. Yeah, go to a local bookshop.
Cool.
Yeah, support
I would
the
recommend
locals.
that.
Definitely.
Real deal.
Definitely.
Anything else from you, Greg, on the plate, man? What's new?
Oh, man. As far as work goes, we're getting prepared for next year. As far as events goes and stuff like that. And just pretty much just trying to wrap up the 2021 year. Hopefully COVID numbers start getting a little bit more in control. Wear your mask,
please. Do
all that stuff so you can, so we can move a little bit past and beyond this and try to get back to a sense of normalcy.
Yeah. A new normal.
This is a new normal.
A new normal.
You on that too, the new normal?
I don't believe in going back to the old shit because old shit didn't work.
Facts.
Old didn't work.
Big facts.
Put that
on a fortune cookie.
It's true though. Things aren't how they were anymore and they won't ever be. So to try and act like or seek to become what you were is foolish. Instead, move to something new and find a new normal that works better for you.
Yeah.
I was recommend that.
Big facts.
Also,
go ahead.
Brewing Change Collaborative.
Thank you. I was getting ready to go there.
Yeah. The basically just the advocacy group for more inclusivity inside of the service industry, beer, liquor, wine, anything of that nature. They started a new Discord channel so more members can come on as a community and talk rather than just like on Instagram how it's only limited to 30 members.
Definitely.
So just hit them up at BCC Brewing Change Collaborative at Facebook. You can catch them there. And then from there, you can grab an invite to Discord.
You want to give them a little bit of an intro on the Brewing Change, how long you've been around, and
oh yeah. So I'm the president of outreach on Brewing Change Collaborative. So I've been with them since the inception, and we've just been rocking it out, just trying to create waves within our industry, and that's really all we seek to do. We we wish to diversify and just more inclusivity with just all groups, BIPOC, LGBTQA+, the whole shebang. We want to just to not look so cornbread white guy. Just unbasify it, complex. We want tetrahedral looking tap rooms rather than just single gradient type situations. So that's what we seek to do, and that's what we've been doing. I think we've been, slowly a little over 2 years now. We've just been kind of 1 foot forward, slowly moving, but things have been going. We've been generating a buzz, and yeah, just if you're a person of color and who just likes beer, you don't even have to work in the industry. Who just likes beer, come hit us up, man. Come to a meeting. It's the last Thursday of every month. And we meet at a different brewery, so locations change, and feel free to come link up with us. We're not
don't feel bad too, because they've been on me about that too. I still haven't gone, so I need to get in there myself. Yeah, right.
But it's a beautiful thing, right? Because when I didn't even know about Brewing Change, and was trying to get into the industry. And a friend of mine connected me with Ramsey and Nazarene, and I met Phill. The first time I met Phill was at the Inbound Collaboration Brew. And from that, from wanting to be in the industry to meeting Brewing Change, from that point and forward, I got a job at Inbound, which was my first job in the industry, and then kind of just moved from there. So
now here we are.
There's so many things we do. There are educational opportunities. Just look us up, man. BCC, Brewing Change Collaborative.
Again, if you don't want to do too much, if you just want to hang out with other black people that like stuff like you, come through. Come sit down.
And I think that might conclude it for us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Once again, people, this is our first ever podcast. Stay tuned for more. This is Anthony. Peace.
Philip, have a good day, please.
And Greg, man, come to DM, come have a beer, check out BCC. Catch y'all later.